Hey guys, it's Kim. So I'm sorry it has been so long since my last video, but it has just been a crazy couple of weeks for me. I got really sick for a while, which was unfortunate. Um, and it's just around finals time for me, so I'm really busy with all my classes. Just preoccupied with a bunch of stuff. But I'm really excited to be back here today, and my classes are ending in about a couple weeks. So I'll be able to be more active and make some more videos. So I'm excited about that. So today, for my return here, I wanted to talk a little bit about opening sacred space and the different ways that I do that for different activities that I'm doing, and kind of what works for me and what I found doesn't really work for me as much, and that kind of thing. So I actually open sacred space a lot. It is not something that I reserve just for formal ritual, Sabbat or Esbets. I open sacred space almost every day because I do a lot of work with meditation and just for me it works best for me to have like a daily communication with my gods, goddesses, spirit guides, totem, everything. I just tend to feel more connected, feel better about myself, and if that doesn't work for you, that's completely okay too. It's just I tend to really actively reaching for that connection every day helps me to feel better. It really makes a difference for me. So that's what I do. So when I'm just doing small things, I'll go by my altar, sit by my altar for a few minutes, just kind of ask the god and goddess to be with me for the day. If there are certain energies or spirits that I need to call upon for whatever it is that I'm working with, I'll do that. It's a pretty simple process for me. I'll light the candles that I have on my altar. I have three pillar candles, white pillar candles, and then I've got my one special candle that I use is like my god and goddess totem candle. And that's a candle that I use to charge things with and that kind of thing. So, and that one's just a little small candle on its own candlestick holder, and I really like that one. So I'll light my candles. I'll light that special one last, and then, like I showed you guys in my first video, I haven't made the rest of them yet, but the first video in my series of my tools of the trade, I used my Tibetan singing bowl, and that to me is probably the single greatest tool for bringing in the spirits and energies that I want to work with, because as soon as I start to hear that ringing and that, amazing sound, whether I hit it and let it ring out or whether I'm spinning around it and working up that sound, the entire energy of the room just changes for me as soon as I do that. It's really incredible. It's just this amazing feeling. And I've had people walk in, after I do that and be like, wow, it feels amazing in here. Like, what's going on? And the energies and the vibrations that that bowl sends out are incredible. So nice. So this is just my little promo for that. If you have the means, I highly recommend getting a singing bowl. Some of them are online for like hundreds of dollars. And I am speaking to you as a very broke pagan, and I'm telling you that there are ones on Amazon and those kind of websites where you can get them for $25, $30. That's what mine is, and it works amazing for me. So, don't think that you have to invest in, an incredibly expensive one. Of course, I would love to have one like that eventually, but I'm telling you, this has literally made all the difference in my practice. So go for that if you can. So I'll do that, and then I kind of use a technique similar to what I talked about in my white wall video, where I'll build up the energy in my hands, and I'll send it out. And I'll send it out through these big beacons of light energy centers on the palms of my hands, and I'll just I'll put it all around me. I'll circle it around. I'll turn around most of the time so that it's covering everything, sending out this light, and that creates my circle for me. And that's, an excellent circle for my day-to-day work. I don't need anything more formal than that. I don't think I ever need anything more formal for that, because to me, that just surrounds me in this great thing. I feel protected because I do utilize that white wall so often. It feels very strong to me. And so it's a great way to just keep that energy, make my circle. And then after I do that, sometimes I'll take my wand and emphasize the circle, bring it around, because I do like to cast energy with my wand. But that's how I open sacred space. And then if sometimes I don't say anything out loud. If I do, it'll be, oh, my computer just went black. I hope that didn't mess it up. Okay, well, I'll count on it. I'm losing my train of thought. Where was I? Right, okay. So, if I say anything, it'll be, I'll just say, whatever energies, God, goddesses, their names, or just the god and goddess, or just totem, or spirit guides, whatever I'm, please come with me, be with me. It changes a little bit every day. And I have some formal invocations, but oftentimes I will just talk freely because, something that has kind of stuck with me from my time spent as a Catholic is I have a bit of an aversion towards set chants and invocations and prayers, which, to be quite frank, is just from me having spent a lot of time in a very strict religion. So now in my practice, I really, really like to take advantage of freedom and being able to do whatever I want and do whatever feels right for the day. So oftentimes I will just say whatever comes to me. So that's just my, small sacred space openings. And, if I don't have any of my tools, then I will just create sacred space with my breathing and, sending out my energy white wall. And, I've had to do that many times and it always works great. I think just the power of manifestation really is everything here. Anything you want to add beyond just sending your own energy and having that intention, in my practice, it's a great thing to add, but nothing else is necessary besides just you. If I'm doing a more formal ritual, sometimes I will just use that. It really depends on how I feel. Sometimes I will do something a little more emphasized. I will move my altar and set it up in like a special area. I will set it up so that I can walk around. I'll walk 3 times around the circle a lot of times. I'll call in the corners, which isn't a big part of my practice, but sometimes when I'm doing big rituals, I'll really feel that call to call in the energies of north, south, east, west. Great. North, south, east, west, earth, wind, fire, water. And call in those energies. That's not something that I strongly resonate with, but it certainly has its own place in my practice. It's just not something I use so commonly, but sometimes I'll call upon that. Oftentimes I will write a more formal invocation to be spoken as I'm casting the circle. So as I'm walking around it, as I'm lighting candles, I'll generally have candles at the 4 corners, or I'll have representations of the elements for those things. And I'll, at sometime, hopefully in the near future, I'm going to do another video on the elements that I think correspond to the different directions, which is a little... My element and directional correlations are actually not the same as a lot of the ones that I have read, so I'll talk about that pretty soon. But I sometimes will put in representations, so a little thing of water, a candle, sand or dirt, incense generally I use for air, something like that. So, in reality, even my formal ones aren't excessively formal in terms of sacred space. If I'm doing a big formal ritual, the whole ritual itself will be a lot more set up, organized, have spaces. I always leave room in every single one of my rituals for time to just say what comes to mind, and a lot of times in each part as I go through it, I'll be inspired to add things that come to mind, that kind of thing. So I do not, I don't ever really stick with just, what I have written down and what's going to work for me, because I think that, following my intuition in the moment is really powerful. But, as you can see, in terms of me opening sacred space and casting, it's very simple for me. Oh, I'll also use the Tibetan singing bowl in my formal rituals as well. But, I don't go through a lot of bells and whistles for it. And I think for some people they do, and it helps them really get into it, and I think that's fantastic if that works for you. But for me, I have found the simpler the better, because starting out when I would practice and try and open sacred space with a lot of extravagant detail, I wasn't able to connect with it as much, because I felt like I was putting too much emphasis on these things rather than just the simple fact of, this is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to open sacred space, and I'm inviting people in, and it's that simple. So that's kind of how it works for me. I think simplicity is a really common theme in my practice, and that will become apparent through my videos. I am not one to go beyond the simple things. I think paring everything down to its simplest form has really shown me the true beauty and just incredible truth of my spiritual path. So hopefully this is interesting. If you would like to share how you open sacred space, I would love for you guys to comment, make a video response. I'm always interested in hearing things. And to everybody that's subscribed so far, thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here, and I'm so excited people are interested in, you know, joining me on this path. I have about 50 subscribers right now, which is unbelievable. I feel incredibly blessed. And when I reach 100, I'm going to be doing a little giveaway. So, you know, just want to put that out there. When I reach 100 subscribers, just, and that's not, you know, meant to be a ploy to get more people as much as it is a celebration for and giving back to all of you guys who are with me from the beginning right now. So, you know, keep your eye out for that. I'll be making a video when I hit 100, and I'm just really excited to be here. So, thank you guys. I will be making another video soon, and I love you all very much. Namaste and blessed be.